Welcome to the Jim Show with your host, Jim. The show today is a response to a fellow member of the Conscious Growth Club, Ron. Hi, Ron. Ron wanted to know, he wanted me to do a postmortem on how doing these videos and doing the daily blogging has changed my lifestyle. So this is day 67 of blogging and day 85 of videos. The most obvious change is the change to my habits, right? I have my morning routine and I do that every day. Well, I do part of it every day. I do the workout and the cold shower every day. The time that I get up can change sometimes. Whether or not I do the lemon water drink can change. But those two things were always a part of my habits even before I started this. Once I started this, I added two more things that I did every single day, which was making the video and writing in the blog. And so obviously my life had to change to accommodate that. I had to fit that in somewhere in the day, every single day. And so I was always thinking about, what am I going to write about or talk about in a video? And that kind of leads me to another thing, is that I went from, thinking about when I would do something or when I would write about it, like setting aside a time, to trying to seize the moment when inspiration hit me, which wasn't something I was doing before, like in my life in general. But when I had an idea for a video, I would just go and do the video right then and there. If I was in the office, I would just walk out and film the video, standing next to my car or wherever I was. That became more of a normal thing to do. And so that's part of my life now, is seizing the moment and going and writing. If I feel like it's a time to write, I just go and do it. Wherever I am, I'll write in the car on my phone. I'll just stop and sit in a tree and write. Like, what? So just wherever I am, I'll film a video or I'll write. If the inspiration hits me, I try to do that whenever I can. Something else I have found is that I tend to do less light, fluffy writing. Now, you might say that a lot of what I do is fairly fluffy compared to other people that do this, and that's fair. But for me, personally, I probably wouldn't have spent as much time writing something, like I do now. So, like, for example, if I'm on the CGC forum and I start writing about something, I go into what I would call like blogging mode, where I'm feeling into myself. I am trying to be very authentic, trying to share things that are important or deep about me. It's not just a light analysis. I have trouble doing that now, right? Even this also has affected talking to people. Like, everything becomes a deeper analysis, a deeper look into whatever it is that I'm talking about, thinking about, writing about. And I call that like writing, blogging mindset. Something else that has happened is this has changed the way that I see myself. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm a blogger or a YouTuber, but I am someone that does those things, right? And that is not someone, that's not the person that I was before. I never would have seen myself as a creative individual that creates content of any kind prior to starting these challenges. And now that is a one way that I see myself. And that has forced me and encouraged me to see myself as other things. Like, I see myself now as a transformational guide. Like, that is what I want to do. I want to help people massively transform their lives. Again, prior to all of this, I was an employee, right? I saw myself as an employee and someone that was trying to do something more and wasn't. And then once I started this, I saw this as something I could actually do. I was doing it. I had confidence in doing it on a daily basis, right? Every single day. Something else that has changed is it's become a lot easier to be my authentic self over the course of these challenges. In the beginning, I wrote about and talked about certain things, but it wasn't that deep. It wasn't the really, really deep stuff that I've like never, never shared. For instance, the articles about the whole trading fiasco and all the money that I lost, all the mistakes that I made. When I wrote those journal entries, it was never something I intended to share. But over the course of this, I got to the point where it made sense to share those kind of things, right? That's a really authentic part of who I am. It's an experience that I had. I think it's valuable to other people to understand it, to understand cryptocurrency, to understand the mindset that was involved with that. So again, that's something that has definitely changed. Talking about my interest in polyamory, I never would have talked about that, right? That's not something I would have done. And again, I am much more comfortable now expressing who I am and what I think and what I believe, whether it is, in the videos and the blogs or in real life talking to people. One other one that has really changed is something I've talked about a lot, and I mentioned it a little bit earlier, was dropping what I'm doing to capture my thoughts, but it's more than that. It is following my excitement without expectations. This really applies to these videos, because what I will do if I get a spark of an idea, I will start a video, and I don't necessarily know what's going to come out, right? Because I'm receiving the information as I'm filming sometimes, and then only later does it really gel into the real, true, complete idea. So I don't have any expectations of what's going to come out as I speak, as I do the video. And that is definitely something that's changed. And that has changed, obviously, other aspects of my life. For instance, at Toastmasters the other day, I went and did a 10-minute speech with no preparation at all. None. I just said, I'm going to go and do this. I'm comfortable being in a situation where I don't know exactly, what's going to come out or what's going to happen. And that is not always the case. For instance, there was that situation where that girl where I didn't go up and speak to her. So it's not like none of this stuff has totally, completely changed me, but in many ways it has. It's like a 90% change, but there's still bits that I keep finding. Right, these are things that I didn't even know are there that have been uncovered. And I think that's part of what doing this has also done, is that I found things that I didn't even know were there. It's changed me into someone that looks more deeply into myself, because I'm sharing these things and I'm releasing them out into the world, right? I wasn't even someone that journaled before. So now I'm basically real life journaling on a daily basis, right? And putting it out there to the world in one of two formats. And that's happening every day. So I'm getting more and more and more ideas because of that, if that makes sense. Right? If you don't put your content out, if you don't share it with the world, if you don't write it down and release that energy, then you're not going to get new ideas and new concepts flowing into you. So that's definitely been a change to my life, where I constantly have new ideas coming in on a regular basis, right, all the time. Because I used to not even see myself as a creative individual. Like, I never would have thought that I was someone that would be able to write the things that I write now, or even to talk about, to just film a video, and be comfortable with whatever comes out and then putting that out there. And like, these aren't great, right? But they are what they are, and I'm comfortable with that. And I think that is a significant change. It's definitely not something that I would have been comfortable doing before. And again, all of that has affected the rest of my life as well. So I would say my life is completely different in a number of ways. I hope that answered the question. If you have any more questions, Ron or anybody else, please ask. Ask me anything. Happy to answer it. And I think that's going to be it for today. So for everybody else, I'll see you tomorrow.